What if you could instantly change people on the spot? I want to teach you how to do this today. If that concept of everyone is you pushed out is really getting you hung up in your manifestation process and you haven't figured out how to really wrap your head around this, that's what we're going to do today. So welcome, fellow Voyagers. Jess here with Odyssey Human, here to help you hack through the jungles of consciousness so you can discover the hidden treasures inside of you. My friends, it's all there, ready and waiting to be activated by you, through you, and for you. And who am I? I'm Jess. I am a manifestation coach and a neuro-linguistic programming master practitioner, which is a fancy way for saying I'm a personal trainer for your mind. I want to make this stuff practical and applicable for you so that you can live the life that you actually want. If you're interested in coaching with me, details are in the description box below. Feel free to reach out. This is building on last week's video. So last week, I really encouraged you to get behind the belief system of oneness and eliminate separation from your perception. And the more you do that, the more you step into your God state. Because you're the creator. You're generating all of this through your own imagination. Building on that, if you really were able to get behind that last week and test it and experience it and feel it, awesome. I'm so proud of you. I want to add to that belief system. I was listening to some interesting videos that came up in my feed because I'm constantly talking about manifestation. Some AI generated videos came up about rendering things. And I talked about this last week. I think I mentioned this word of rendering. Your imagination is rendering your physical reality. Your imagination is rendering your nighttime dreams. Just like a computer system or a video game system, it is eliciting an image, an experience, and you are part of the render. Your body is part of the render. This is where we can then integrate. Once we've gotten on board with oneness, we can integrate that now moment thinking into, in every moment, I am rendering, in every second, my brain, my consciousness, all of me is rendering this experience. My body is part of the render. I'm the character in the physical space. I'm looking out from this point of view. I have this body and these hands and these feet. I'm part of the render. In every now moment, I can render myself differently. I can render the environment differently because it's all imagination. Getting behind this makes your creation process so much easier and more fun, because it becomes very instantaneous. If you're still hanging on to beliefs in separation, if you're still hanging on to a lot of that automated thinking and old belief systems, this is going to be hard to wrap your head around, and that's okay. We'll get there. You can actually just intend. This is the beauty of it. Since you're the creator, you're the generator, you can intend right now. I totally understand what Jess is talking about. I totally can get behind the idea of oneness. I can see how I'm rendering this experience in real time. You can just intend that and then let it go. And then suddenly, at some other point in time, you're going to awaken, have this moment of insight into the awareness. Oh my God, I totally understand what Jess was talking about. It's like poof, because the render has caught up. This is how we render. We're rendering things. And then adding this element of the now moment of like rendering allows us to get better at everyone as you pushed out. Because this is what I really think hangs a lot of people up. When they look out into reality and they see other people doing stuff and saying stuff, it's hard not to believe that they're their own separate entities. That's a hard one to get around. That is a hard one to get on board and say, I'm rendering this representation of this person. It's a sticking point because the focus has been outside of us for so long that we have given them this free will and their ability to act and behave in certain ways and do their own things and move independently of us because we've been rendering that way. But when you start to, again, get on board with this kind of thinking, this like present frame, render. I am the character in the environment that I'm rendering. The people, their avatars, the other people moving around in my environment are also, I am rendering them. I'm expecting them to behave a certain way. And when I consciously start to interrupt that process, I can affect in real time how they show up. I can render them differently. I had started talking about this a couple of years ago, this kind of quantum jumping technique that I had been using when I was running. And so I want to revisit that today and really tell you how to do this, because I also do Reiki this way. I'm a Reiki master. And I realized I'm just doing the same thing. I want you to be able to do too, because this starts to show you when you do these fun little experiments with yourself, this really starts to prove to you, wow, I am creating this. And that is what you need more of if you're listening to me like, Jess, how do I actually make this happen? Because I haven't experienced it. Life gets more fun and free and like, oh, it's easier because there's this natural detachment. When I am out running, I don't really care what the other people on the path are doing. I don't have that attachment and the story and all this stuff that slows us down in our rendering. This is what slows us down. We put a lot of importance with SPs or with job situations or the people closest to us. We have a lot of backstory and things that we have to loosen from. But with strangers in your environment, this is a great starting point for you. There's low importance. So what I do, the method that I use, it reminds me of one of those old-timey photograph machines where everyone would line up and then the photographer would take the picture and there'd be a flash and a little puff of smoke. That's how quick the visualization is. Poof, poof, as if I am seeing a different reality right in my mind's eye. So let's say I'm running, there's someone in front of me walking a dog, and the path is narrow. I want to get around this person. I usually do it out of convenience. It's more convenient for me if the dog suddenly decided to pull off and take a poo. So in my mind, as I'm seeing this person in real time, my physical environment, on the trail I'm running, I just flash in my mind the image of their dog popping a squat and then them moving to the side of the path. Poof, just like fast. Poof, that's how fast it is. Poof. And the important thing is the rendering happened in that second. That was the rendering. I don't then get upset if their dog doesn't do that. I don't hang for the results. I'm not like, oh, why isn't this happening? I just flash it and I keep running, keep going on through my life. Because of that, because I'm not waiting, forcing the echo, the reflection, the other parts of my imagination to align, they naturally do. For me, I've been doing this method for a while. Within 5 to 10 seconds, 20 seconds, maybe a minute, no more than a minute usually, that's exactly what happens. I render it on a bigger scale. So this is how I instantly change other people in real time. Again, start in a low pressure environment where you're out with other people. Just do this flash method of like, I see them doing this. For me, it's a visual. Poof, it's done. And then I started to do it with, again, people in my life with health conditions. So practicing Reiki on them. When people ask me to send them Reiki, this is the method that I use. I just see them as that healthy version. Typically what I do is I hear them saying, oh my gosh, I feel so good today. I just hear them telling me that. However I normally interact with them, however you normally interface with them. If it's a text message, if it's a phone call, if you see them in your physical environment, however it is, use that medium to convey the message of seeing them now as you want them to be. The same thing happens. And you're going to find the more and more you do this, the better and better you're going to get at it. And the more and more you're going to build your belief in like, wow, I am interacting with myself through these avatars of others. Like I really am just interfacing with what I believe about them. And then you can keep building up to the people in your life who you really want to change, this like heavy grasp that you have on whatever version of them you think is showing up right now that you're trying to change. That grasp is going to loosen. You're going to recognize in every moment, every now moment, rendering an experience of myself and the other person, my environment, that is completely malleable. Unless it's running on autopilot. A lot of these things run on autopilot and they take a little bit of conscious effort and control and awareness, again, for me, like when I'm out and about, to recognize, A, okay, I can change this in this moment. B, create the scene poof, it's done. And then C, manage my attention to not be fixated on whether or not it actually shows itself. Recognizing that like, I am okay, I am whole and sound no matter what this other person is doing. This is the other kicker, is again, not succumbing to that kind of that shaming thought of, oh, it didn't work, that means I'm not God. Oh, it didn't work, that means I'm not imagining. Oh, it didn't work, blah, 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 blah. That's counterproductive. That's counterproductive. Take the wins that happen, focus on the wins. Focus on the wins and keep building from there. Because again, the more and more you do this, the better and better you get. You build your belief, you get closer to embracing oneness fully by doing little experiments like this with yourself that are fun and low pressure. So this is how I render new versions of people instantly. This is great for getting a job. This is great for just about anything where you're interacting with another individual and you need them to do something for you. Just poof, see it in your mind as them doing it. I did this recently with a big contract that I had coming in. Things like fizzled out. And then I just was like, no, I see the decision maker deciding, poof, yes, we want to go with Jess. Jess is the one we want. And that's what happened. It materialized. But again, not getting hung up again on feeling like you have to constantly do that. It's done, it's rendered in the moment that you saw it. And there is no waiting from there. There's no waiting. Completely eliminate any story, any attention to waiting. It is finished in the moment you rendered it. What I find, wherever you parked it last, this is the thing. This is how I prevent myself from getting hung up. If I've rendered it and then say, I find my mind naturally going back to, oh, this person is still walking ahead of me and they're in my way, I'll flash it again. Wherever you park it and let it go, that's how it's going to come into awareness. I know it's going to make sense to you. Wherever you park it and then you take off, you take off with your attention. You just have to park it. That's what it feels like to me. You flash it, it's there, it's parked, you've left it in a certain place. You have visualized it in a certain reality. It will then come to be on all levels of imagination. I know it's going to make sense to you. So if you're seeing something different, you feel like you're waiting, flash it again, park it again, and then leave it. Park it and leave it. And you'll find wherever you parked it, that's, again, it'll render in a bigger way. Imagination will take it and build it out for you in other ways. So I know this is helpful to you. Drop a comment below. Yeah, we got a little abstract today. That's okay. That's what we do on this channel. Let me know what you thought. And if you need a tool to help you make your mind a more peaceful, pleasant, wonderful, loving place, grab it below. It's available for free for you in every video. And if you've been watching me for a while and you haven't downloaded it and watched it and adopted it, like, guys, please. It's the key to emotional mastery. If your emotions are still getting the better of you and you're not using my free tool, like, guys, I'm just going to intend that you get what I'm trying to say to you without saying. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.